So let's take a look at some of the most recent supposedly spacewalks from the ISS. And I want you to notice in the background of all these supposed spacewalk videos, where's all those 8,316 satellites in low Earth orbit with it at? You don't see them anywhere. Let's just have a look at some of these real quick. Now, if these spacewalks were real, you'd be looking at, what, almost 1/3 of the supposed spinning ball Earth right now. But you don't see no satellites in this low Earth orbit with this supposed ISS. Oh, let me guess. They're all on the other side of the ball right now, right? You can keep watching, but you're never going to find one in any of these NASA videos. And I'm just showing you a few. You can go on their website and look at all of them. Look at this right here. Where's all those satellites at? Notice no satellites, not a one, floating around anywhere. But there's supposed to be 8,316 of them, supposedly right here in this low Earth orbit with this ISS. But not a one, nowhere in sight. Now let's go to Google Earth, satellites in real time. And as you'll see here, they're telling us there's 13,000 satellites up here in real time, even giving you the names of them. Look at that, 13,000 satellites with all their names. Now check this out. Now if you go to NASA's supposed ISS 4K live stream, as you can see here, guess what? No satellites. Let me know when you spot one. You won't. You know why? Because this is CGI and there are no satellites in space.
It occurred to you that the sun and moon seem to be of the same size in the sky. Think about it. The sun is said to be 400 times bigger than the moon, yet it is also 400 times farther away, giving the impression that they are the same size. But what are the odds of that? Is this just an incredible cosmic coincidence? Or is it evidence that we've been lied to about our world? Mainstream science claims that the moon is only 2,159 miles wide and only 238,000 miles away, whereas the sun is 93 million miles away and a huge 865,000 miles in diameter. They assert that these two heavenly bodies appear to be the same size from Earth because of their ideal proportions. But here's the problem. There is zero scientific reason why this should happen. Why would we just happen to be positioned in the exact spot where this illusion works? And if the sun is really that gigantic and distant, why does it appear small and local in time-lapse videos and real-world observations? Even more suspicious? Throughout the year, the moon and sun remain in close alignment, traveling along almost the same routes in the sky. Their movements should be entirely different if they were truly different in size and distance. They act as though they are a part of the same localized system instead. Let's break this down with real-world evidence. Perfect eclipses. The only reason we can even have a total solar eclipse is because the sun and moon appear the same size. If their proportions were even slightly off, eclipses wouldn't be possible. Observe the moon and sun as they rise and set. Throughout the day, they maintain the same apparent size and travel across the sky at comparable speeds. If one were 400 times larger and 400 times farther away, that would not occur. If the sun were really 93 million miles away, it should shift positions dramatically when viewed from different parts of Earth, but it doesn't. Instead, it behaves as if it's much closer. And here's something strange. Why is the moon's dark side never visible to us? We see the same face every time, even though it is apparently rotating. Is it possible that the moon is something completely different from what we have been told? Try this experiment yourself. Cover a streetlight with your thumb, then walk away. As you move back, your thumb no longer covers the light. That's perspective. Now ask yourself, how does the moon perfectly cover the sun during an eclipse if the sun is 400 times larger than the moon? The only logical explanation is that the sun and moon are much closer and smaller than we're told. Tag your friends who still believe the Earth is a spinning ball and water magically sticks to it. This is for entertainment purposes.
The timeline fractures start to become visible. Let's go in. The last major reset occurred between the mid-1700s and late 1800s, roughly 250 to 150 years ago. This reset wasn't just war or disease. It was a global memory wipe, infrastructure repopulation, and narrative overwrite. They used mud floods, fires, engineered natural disasters, and selective rewriting of history to wipe Tartaria and erase what came before. Now here's the strange part. The Capitol buildings, World's Fair structures, old world cathedrals, domed geometries. These were already here. We didn't build them, we inherited them. Photos from the 1800s show cities fully built, yet nearly empty. No scaffolding, no construction, just there. And the stories, always the same, built in a few years, then burned down. Now enter the orphan trains and Cabbage Patch Kids. Between 1854 and 1929, over 200,000 children were shipped across the U.S. by train. No parents, no background, just orphans. But where did all the orphans come from? They were reset survivors, children with no memory, no lineage, placed into repopulated cities to seed a new narrative. Why? Because adults remember. Children can be programmed. Cabbage Patch Kids, the dolls said to be grown in the Cabbage Patch, are symbolic disclosure. Born from the earth, no parents. Just like the orphan trains. The name is not innocent, it's encoded truth. The U.S. wasn't founded and built from scratch. It was inherited, cleansed, and rebranded. The buildings were Tartarian. The reset was intentional. And now the memory is coming back. Because people like you are asking the right questions. This is where
Do you believe the Earth is flat?
I know the Earth is flat.
Seriously?
Astrology and flat Earth or true Earth are symbiotic. You cannot have one without the other. If you have a ball and you are spinning, flying through space, chasing this fireball, your constellations will change every now and then. And our constellations have never changed. The stars have never changed. We have the same 12 zodiac signs that we had back in the Dendera stones in Egypt over 5,000 years ago. We're not moving. Every single ancient society knew this. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Hindus, the Egyptians, every single ancient culture knew that we live in a geocentric universe. Not a heliocentric, where we are spinning, chasing this ball of fire, while all of these other planets are rotating around us, while all of these other stars are rotating around us. If that was the case, Polaris would move, number one, which is the North Star, and it doesn't. Number two, all the constellations would not rotate solely around Polaris, but they do. Therefore, we are the center of the universe. Believing in the Big Bang Theory is something that is very common today.
Yeah.
Where people think, we're the product of an accident. We don't have a creator. We're just here to consume and live our best life and not live up to our potential. But if you're the center of the universe, that means that you're very special. That means that you have a creator who is very conscious and cares about you. And when you see yourself as being watched by these heavenly bodies above you 24/7, you start to take your life a little bit more seriously.
Do you believe
that defy the globe and prove the Earth is flat. Places that defy the globe and prove the Earth is flat. Bolivia's Salar de Uyuni, the flattest place on Earth. Scientists say the Earth is a ball, but this location tells a different story. We've been told Earth has a curve, right? A giant spinning sphere where water bends and the horizon drops at 8 inches per mile squared. But what if I told you that in one of the largest natural landscapes on Earth, that curvature is nowhere to be found? Salar de Uyuni stretches for over 4,000 square miles, and guess what? It's completely level. No drops, no curves, just an endless flat horizon. Now, mainstream science will tell you that it's just a coincidence, a result of unique salt formations. But let's think critically for a second. If we lived on a ball, shouldn't we see some measurable curve over such a massive distance? Yet, when water covers the surface during the rainy season, it creates a perfect mirror reflection. Not distorted, not curved, but flawlessly flat. This isn't just a cool visual effect. It's a direct contradiction to what we've been told about Earth's shape. Scientists use Salar de Uyuni to calibrate satellites because it's the flattest natural surface ever recorded. But if Earth is a sphere, why is the flattest place so perfectly level? The horizon at Salar de Uyuni extends endlessly. No curve, no drop-off, just a straight, uninterrupted view. When photographers take long-distance shots across the salt flats, objects remain fully visible when they should be hidden beyond the globe's so-called curvature. If the Earth were really a spinning ball, shouldn't this place prove it? But instead, it does the opposite. So what's really going on here? This is for entertainment purposes.
You turn on the news and see politicians raving about vaccinations. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why every commercial break has an ad for 5G. It's because this is really just a clever way for governments and corporations to send you an offer. An offer that you accept unknowingly. This happens through a concept called tacit agreement, which is when you agree to something without even saying anything. You see, in law, silence is acquiescence. So when you stay silent, you're actually saying yes. You're saying yes to that tower down the street, that meter on the side of your house, those streaks you see up in the sky, and the very possibility that a vaccine could ever be mandatory. The good news is, now that you're aware of this offer to contract, all you have to do is respond. And this is done through conditional acceptance. With a series of lawful notices, you can send a counteroffer to corporate executives and government officials, stating that you will accept their offer on the condition they can prove that it's safe, something we know they cannot and will not do. And when these individuals fail to provide proof, you're able to hold them personally liable and charge them a fee for every day they continue to act. InPower has already seen success in several countries, where officials have stepped down after receiving these documents. This means that if we get together en masse and send thousands of documents at the same time, we can make real change in the world. And we won't need weapons, elections, or protests to do it. All we need are pieces of paper that can be printed from home and sent in the mail. It turns out, changing the world is easy when you're in power.